drive-through for jumping the start. And Mads with a wonderful jump on Sven, on Daniel. Cody to the outside, Peter on the inside. Contact, Mike bumps Peter Sabo. He goes for a little bit of a half spin. They all jumble up in the front. They all jumble up in the back. Jarell Morgan the drive-through. Regan's in the wall. In the Mercedes, one of the Toyotas gets it wrong. Ricard also jumping the start in the beginning of this one. A lot of drivers getting it wrong, and wrong. But let's go racing! It's Mads to the lead! It's followed by Sven. Santos has gone a little bit wide in the grass, but it's not to worry, he's fine. But Eamon may be in trouble because in the grass, swooping to the outside, making the inside. Here comes the Dutchman of Mike Van Dorn in the McLaren. Too deep for Eamon, he goes deep. We'll drop 1, 2, 3, 4, many positions just from that one mistake. Van Dorn goes to 4th. Lawrence in big trouble. He's got a hell of a lot of cars behind him with a sniffing BMW in the rear of the German Maximilian Fleer. Christian Romao in 7th on the high bankings of Miami. But in the lead, it's the McLaren. Followed by Aston Martin, McLaren. That's your top 4. 5th, and the Audi. Heading into 1, Lawrence goes deep, Lawrence hit the grass, Lawrence all throughout the grass, needs to find a way to avoid the wall. Tokyo drifts it, not the best place to be on track. Klaus will get his drive-through taken. A lot of drivers, luckily for them, a jump start doesn't really mean much because they can just speed into the pits. And oh, there's more trouble, and that is Lacey Fancher in the middle of the circuit. There's no yellows. A lot of drivers have to get out the way. A lot of drivers not paying attention. It's a massive wreck on the middle part. All the drivers, oh my goodness me. It is a graveyard of cars. To the front of this pack, it's still nose to tail between Sven and Mads. Still undecided on who's gonna continue to lead this race. We're not even 10 minutes into it. A pay window to open very soon with 25 minutes left to go in the race. But here we go, big chance for the Dutchman as he goes to the outside. Very risky and backs out of it. Oh, but he's touched the grass. Is there contact? There was contact, and Sven goes off. Oh, and also Mads is off the track. They both touch the grass, and Santos takes the lead of the Miami Grand Prix. Can you believe the drama? Mike Van Dorn the second, Eamon to 3rd, and Mads is going to be furious, absolutely fuming. And if they had both retired there, I think you would have seen a Spa 98 between Hakkinen. There was a Coulthard and Schumacher. I gotta brush up on my history books. Tensions flare for the 2 drivers who are leading this one. They're down to 4th and 5th. And side by side, Mads is going to want to get a move on. He knows he can win this race. He's got the legs on the McLaren against the Supra. It's going to be very tight as they head into the kink at turn 1. He doesn't. Oh, does he? Contact is made. They hit him square on, and Eamon barely budged. Now that is a great mod. Shout out to AC Friends. This battle is far from over because Sven is back on the tail of Mads. They both want to get past Eamon. They desperately want to get past Eamon, but the longer they stay behind, it's going to lose them the chance at potentially fighting for this race victory. 30 seconds to go on the pit box. A surprise dive bomb from the McLaren. They're going to slide both of them off. It's classic GT racing, and through goes Sven as he's going to get through on Eamon, but for how long? It's side by side as they head up the straight. First of the late breakers onto the hairpin section. Eamon is going to try to tuck in, try to get the slipstream, closing the door on Sven. Classic racing here between them. Matt's able to go through. He's going to love seeing Sven battling hard against Eamon. But what a dive bomb out of nowhere for the Danish driver. He takes out second place. 15 minutes to go. Gap is about 7 seconds. Door to door. They're beating and banging on the front straight. Crossing the line. That's a photo finish we want to see at the end. Sven backs out wisely. But by doing so, it's going to allow Van Doorn up in this fight. This is your battle for third. He's made contact on the rear, and this battle starting to get juicier. Oh, great run! However, we're on board with the driver who's gone a little too deep. That's Peter Chabot. I'm talking about Cody Lawrence. He had a wonderful jump there on the exit. Oh, however, nothing can be done there. No move. Gotta try this one once again. But that Audi looking better. Starting to fiend, looking for a move. Does he go for it? No! More pressure. Oh no, he gets it! He goes it down the inside! But he doesn't get the move! Saw Max go wide, he went for it! If you no longer go for a cap, you're no longer a racing driver, and Lawrence is gonna be breathing those words. It's tattooed on the back of his neck. Lawrence wants this one. You see him, any opportunity, any little mistake, Max is going to be losing the most weight out here with the amount of sweat he's putting out. Take a look at this. Can Cody do it? Round the outside, it's tight, it's close. Is it the move that's going to put Cody to 7th? Too deep, too wide. Here comes Peter. Door to door, on board Cody Lawrence. Back on board, Peter Chabot, and just like that, if you skip the stream ahead one lap at that exact moment, it looks like nothing just happened. Great chance, here we go, 2 to go for Eamon, another opportunity! Can he get the brakes pumped? Yes, he can. Crowd's loving it here. To the outside, Eamon. We're under a minute left to go. It's a nail biter between these two, and we're still unsure of who is taking the top spot for 4th. The podium may be settled. Aim it to the inside. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. You gotta let those moves stick. Oh, it's contact between the two, and Mike Van Doorn holds on, continues to hold on, even when being sideswept almost. Almost a pit maneuver there. Eamon, he's got one more chance. When they come to the line, that's going to be it. Race leader, 10 seconds to go. Is he going to be able to win this race on this lap? That's going to make this one end here. 3, 2, 1. Wow, this is it. 1 lap to go. Santos could have lifted, and that would have been the race done. It allows Eamon Nasseir one more shot at glory. One more chance to do it here. Now Eamon Nasseir, pick your poison on a corner or save it to the high banks. That's what you got to do. We're going to look on board where the leader is, but this is your battle for 4th place. To the line. Final lap for both of them. It's all or nothing in this final stage of the Miami Grand Prix. This is where he went for a move the last time where contact was made. He's gonna go for it. Aim it too deep. Mike's gonna go around, taking the move back. Mike defends. Eamon's gonna have to go a long way. Oh! I saw that one coming. Switches too late. Way too late. Knocks him out. Meanwhile, around the bankings of Miami, the Portuguese of Daniel Santos takes victory and leads the championship. Mats to 2nd. Sven will take 3rd, but a controversial one. He gives the place back to Mike Van Doorn. They're going to race to the line nonetheless. No, they're not. That's respect. Eamon tried to pull the switch back, could not get it done. Mike to 4th, Eamon to 5th, Christian 6th, Max will go 7th, Cody will go 8th, Peter in 9th, 10th place will go to Casper. P11, Eduardo, P12, Trevidi, P13, Daniel Taberner, P14, Paulo, Just looking if we have any other drivers. Could have a photo finish. Oh my goodness, what is this? Oh, they hit the wall together. That's okay. That's it. That's the race done. That's round 1 complete. And tell me something. What part of this race was boring? And we go racing! Klaus gets a drive through. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for round 2 of the Caribbean Motor Racing Championships. Welcome to GT4, debuting at Panama. I'm your host, Rahul Nasseir from Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. In just a second, I don't think I'm going to be appearing in that black box, but let's see if we can try to refresh this camera. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties trying to get the camera to work here, so let's actually go to the green screen. That's what I look like when I'm not there, but if you give it about 5 seconds, clap your hands, wave your finger in the air like you just don't care, and just like that, I should be appearing on screen, is what I would say if I could actually find this button here. But welcome everybody to the second round. Trust me, I'm there. I'm just in my invisible cloak. That's a good reason there. But welcome. We're just a couple seconds away from the ending of practice, and we're about to get started on qualifying. And anybody who did do those summoning processes, you have now summoned me, so hello. Maybe that's a curse for some of you, but for others, hopefully that is a blessing. Welcome to the second round of the championship here. It's time we get going and racing at Autodromo Panama. The first time ever we are here. I'm just gonna see if we can adjust the camera to look a little bit better. There we go. So another stacked crowd, about 20 drivers here for a circuit that's very short. Longtime supporters of CMRSC will look at this circuit, and you're going to see the 1 minute times that these drivers are going to be doing, and it's going to feel all too familiar to a certain track in Trinidad. Yes, that is very true. We found ourselves from one circuit that we are not seeing this year to another that's kind of similar. Let's go through a lap here from the sky. Long front straight, tight first couple of corners to the inside. Just a long right-hander until you get it rotated in all the way. Left-hander hairpin to the left. And then accelerating out. There you see Lacey go through the S section. Very, very flat. You want to get a little bit on the lifting for the left-hand side and then right back on it. And then to the braking zone. Hard on the brakes. To the right. Keep it within track limits. And eventually you'll get through a lap here. So, we're just getting ready for qualifying here. 20 seconds left to go before we get this one underway. And we look back on the front straight, and you're going to see a whole flood of cars. So, here we go. Green light coming up any second now. And we're going to be getting going here. 3, 2, 1. Let's get qualifying underway, ladies and gentlemen. We should see a new rookie, Leslie Owens. Yes, you are correct. But as drivers race out of pits, one thing you're already going to notice as soon as this one starts, and you're new to CMRC, well, the pit lane is off here. Now, that's only for this round. And we're going to see how it does here for a short track. Times are going to be looking at within under a minute. I'll say, well, sorry, not under a minute, but about a minute 2. That's where you're looking for your pole time here. Fastest lap time over week through the session. They had 7 days to do it. The fastest driver does get a lovely bonus point. Well, that was given to one Peter Sabot. 102.126. He's the fastest man on track. Now let's go find the man who's going to be leading us off here for our first lap. And where is that individual? P4, Matt. So, around the final corner in the McLaren. Remember, he took pole last week out. So let's see what he can do this time out. Across the start-finish line, and the timer begins. 3 sectors to complete. Let's go through it. Turn 1. Down to third, get as wide as possible. A little bit on the throttle, shift down to second, and you're going to be back up into third momentarily, and then right back down to second for the right-hander. Flick to the left, over a little bit of a hairpin midway through the corner, get the throttle right back down. Third gear now, maybe entering fourth gear if you need to. Try to stick it into third if possible, but then a little bit of a lift into the left-hand side, back on the throttle, and then kink to the right-hand side, flat out, and then hard on the brakes. Down to second gear, hit the apex. Don't go too wide because it's still a double right-hander. Get to the far wide side of the track. Open up the corner for the left-hand side. 1 corner to go. It's the hairpin. Stick it to the inside. Accelerate early out. Drive straight to the wall and then right to the line. Mads, the first driver to set a lap. Let's see what he's going to be doing. And the drivers are going to be chasing down at 102.410. Cody's going to take it down with a 102.160. So already almost touching the very fastest lap we've seen all week long. Sabot comes across in third. He's another driver you got to watch for pole. Lucas, newcomer here. He's in the Mercedes, the Brazilian. So Lucas Paiva is going to be debuting here today with a couple other names as Christian Ramau takes down Krugskard for second. The Brazilian in the Aston Martin goes to second with a 102.398. Leslie Owens in the McLaren in the grass there, maybe looking for a nice spot to try to eke their way out. Santos to fourth. Pushes down Peter Sabot a bit more. So early times here in qualifying. And Leslie disconnecting from the session. That's not going to be the most helpful to set your best lap, especially in your debut, but nonetheless, could be some issues you got to sort out. And there goes Peter Sabot to the line now. Any improvement this time by? No. Christian Ramau, however, could be quicker this time. So racing to the line. Here comes Christian Ramau. Gets a lovely slipstream from the returning Andy Rees. And does not go quicker, but improves his personal time. 102.285. It's still Lawrence on pole in the Audi. Who's next to take down this lap time? Peter Sabot may be on it. In the Supra. And second sector fastest for one Cody Lawrence. Apologies for the screen freezes there. It's a bit aggressive here. Let's try to get out. Get right back into the session here. And, oh yeah, quite a bit of lag on our side. We apologize. And, oh, that is not a good sign here. As we're trying to find out who is going to take pole position. It was Leslie Owens trying to reconnect into the session. A lot of drivers may have that lagging experience. Cody Lawrence off the circuit, takes it to the pits, but goes quicker. 102.160. So apologies for the screen freeze. We're going to try our best to limit those as much as we can. Looks like Leslie's got audio problems. Hope that Leslie can get that sorted. Saying that in chat. But, yeah, nothing we can do here. Once the show starts, you got to be prepared. Prepare to fail or fail to prepare. So 4 minutes, 48 seconds left to go. Very quick qualifying session for these drivers here. Looking for the fastest time. And what's it going to be? Here comes Mads to the line. Can he get right back up to the front? No, not yet. Still looking for the driver to hold on the pole. It's Cody Lawrence who holds on so far. Oh, there may be an incident. Owens and looks like it might be Crawford getting into an incident. Oh, Crawford into the wall, takes to the pits. Leslie once again off the circuit. And Owens' debut not looking too well. More arriving in the chat just in time. And yes, you are just in time to see Cody Lawrence, to see if he can improve this lap. 5 laps he's already completed. He's going to go for his 6th one shortly. But into 1, into 2. Continuing on the brakes. There you see the telemetry on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You're going to see the sector times also come up for Lawrence's Eamon. Also going quick. Santos as well. Also finding a little bit of pace. He's purple in the middle sector. We're going to see if we can get that one sorted from him. Oh, no. I think we're realizing that once we go split screen, we're getting a little bit of issues on our side here. Once again, apologies for that. I think we're going to have to stop going split screen, which is a bit of a shame. So we're going to close that there. And looks like Santos in the pits anyways. So, as it stands right now, here comes Lawrence to the line on the front straight. Purple middle sector for him. Can he go quicker on this lap? And no, he can't. But he aces that middle sector. That's the most important part. That is oh so important for him to get this one done and dusted. Can he still hold on the pole? There's Muhammad, another debut driver here in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Lawrence takes it to the pits with 2 minutes 30 left to go in this one. Any chance any driver can take pole? That's the big question. Sabot looking quick. This may be a good lap time from him. He's currently sitting P4. Wants to get up on the rankings. To the left-hander. Sticks it. Right-hander. Looks good on exit. Accelerating out on the front straight. To the line. Is there improvement for Peter Sabot from P4 on the line now? And he goes to pole. 102.151. The Hungarian Peter Sabot is fastest. And that's a shock. Here in the dying stages, Lawrence especially will be like, come on, man. You've been all session to do it. You decided to do it this late. Lawrence is going to want to put down the pedal. He's off. Going to go for one more attempt at it. He's got Steinberg in a brand new livery. The golf-looking livery. Looks amazing. 1 minute 28 to go, and we're still finding out who's taking pole. Here we go. Best shot here for Cody Lawrence. He doesn't really have too much traffic ahead of him. He's got a bit of space. Layla looks like a little bit of yellows, but she takes it to the pits. Double right, triple right now. So tedious the first sector is, but once you exit out, we're going to see how well he did perform through there. And, ooh, it's a little off. It's a little off there in the first part of this one, but he's still pushing. He's still hard at it, looking for this lap time. As Danny Nasseir ahead, it's a trio of Audis at this part of the circuit. 10th down, though, in the middle sector. That's not going to help him. Lawrence is going to need to probably go wide around this time by, and he's going to do so. One more attempt for Cody Lawrence. Meanwhile, looks like Christian Romao is going to end this session off in third. Mads could potentially spoil the party for the Brazilian. Here comes the Danish driver. Lawrence, however, takes back pole position. 102.080. Peter Sabot, he's on the last lap. There's no way he can get around one final time. It swapped once again when we thought Lawrence was off in the middle. He aced the final part. Peter Sabot's going to take it to the pits. And that leaves Cody Lawrence all to improve. Christian Romao also in pit lane. Meanwhile, here comes the rest of the pack. Lacey finishing up in 12th to 10th position. Carlos, no improvement there. P16. Looking for Trividi, stays. Eamon to the line from 6th, stays 6th. P11 to the line, that's Max. No improvement there. Lucas, debut driver, stays where he is. P19, Crawford to the line. Nothing can be done. Lawrence will take it to the pits. Mads will go to the line. Can Mads have anything to say in this final stage? No, he can't. He's done. He's not going to be able to improve. Owens finally putting a lap time, but is going to round out the rear of the field. P14 now. Layla to the line. Nothing. P8 looks like going to the pits. P12, Lacey Fansher. One final time for her. Can she improve her lap? Very crucial to get this one on board. Nope, it wasn't a valid lap time, but it's Cody Lawrence who gets back on pole position with a 102.808, followed by Peter Sabot and Christian Romao. Great qualifying there. Congratulations, your top three. Cody, Peter, Christian. We're going to have about 2 minutes when drivers get onto the grid until the lights go out. Here we go. So drivers getting ready to go for this one. We're going to take a quick intermission. We'll be back for the race. It's time we get this one underway here. The lights come on. 3, 4, it's 5 lights at Autodromo Panama. We go racing. Oh, and Peter Sabo from the lead gets a drive-through penalty. He'll have to serve that one very, very shortly. But we go racing. It's turn 1. All the drivers revere it. Let's see how they do. Heading into 1, they all keep it clear as it stands right now. Muhammad also getting a drive-through for jumping the start. They keep it clear as it stands, keeping it single file, waiting for the action to really go off here. Top 3 all go through. Matt's Cody, Peter. Oh, and a crash in the rear. Looks like that may have been Mark, Danny, and Muhammad. It's Peter in the lead. So Peter Sabo takes the lead of this Grand Prix, followed by Cody Lawrence, who's got a little bit of pressure behind. Let's go look at that rear cam. There's Mads. He's looking for it. Not quite there, but he's got the inside. He's tagged. He's tagged Lawrence. Oh, no. And look at them. They all bunched up. They have all bunched up. So later, Peter Sabo takes his drive-through penalty. He comes right back out. Here comes Daniel Santos. Once again, trying to capitalize on it. It's it for the leaders. He takes the lead. Christian Romao in the background. Also looking for a chance at taking P2 from Cody Lawrence. It's a nightmare for Cody. And not just a passenger at that incident, been whacked out the way. Lucas also in the back there trying to get his way through in his debut race. He's following the 3 most fastest drivers in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. It's all really kicking off here as they once again go single file through the snake section. Importantly though, Peter Sabo gets his drive-through taken. He's down to 7th. Oh, look at that down the inside. Eamon look for a move. Lucas, whatever, he went wide. He's not going to be able to hold on. And Eamon's going to be able to go right through. Peter also trying to make up some ground. Here we go, back of the hairpin for the second time now, on board with Max, trying to go on the inside. He's getting squeezed there, squeezed by Lucas. Look up in the front, the 2 Supras also getting it so close. It's getting very tight around here. Look up in the front though. It's still getting very close. There's Muhammad also entering into the pits. Peter Sabo also trying to go into the inside. Oh, once again, apologies for that, but look at Lucas trying to go on the inside. Bumps Peter out the way. Casper was already off the track at that point. Maybe bumped off by somebody else. Max trying to go through. He's on the outside of Casper. Oh, he turns it way too early. Way too early. Max gets it wrong. There's more drivers getting it wrong in the rear. Tazayaki, it's gone from bad to worse. He was in the grass earlier. Andy Reese may have collected him, but look at Lucas now trying to get Layla. Up at the front. On the inside, oh, too much curb. Way too much curb. And there goes the Mercedes of Lucas going right down the order. Driver error, nothing can be done there. Here comes Dominic Mazzuzzo on Layla, trying to go through. Nothing can be done there. Through the hairpin, look at them all pack racing in the back. 3 wide, Lacey, Evan, Trevini. And that is a sight that Dominic's going to want to escape as soon as possible. This is going to be true pack racing on board with Fancher. Look at this. Just Trevini diving down the inside. No backs off. Look at Mads trying to look for a move in the McLaren. Still nothing can be done. Not that part. Oh, but he squeezes Steinberg off and... Oh, no, Trevini! What are you doing? He's just knocked Lacey over. Oh my goodness, look at this pack racing. I have not seen anything so close since 2022's TCR Euro Asia Series at Tsukuba. This is fantastic pack racing. But for those individuals who are getting tapped in the rear, they're going to be feeling a penalty right away, almost getting 4 wide at the hairpin. Oh, and Reese, oh, he sent it way too hard. He sent it way too deep. It's more incidents in the rear. Look at, oh, initial knee drifting there. Oh my goodness. But at the front, they're finding some peace. It's Santos in the lead, followed by Cody Lawrence. Christian Romao putting the heat on Lawrence. Behind, it's Eamon in 4th. Peter Sabo 5th. Van Dorn in 6th, battling for 5th. In the back, There you see, Dominic Mazzuzzo, 7th, Mads to 8th, Trividi to 9th. A lot of drivers are going to get penalties, I'll tell you that much. This is going to shift up a lot of positions in this race because a lot of drivers being very reckless out there. They're just tapping people out the way. That's not the right way to do it. They're going to get a penalty. That's going to make them fully regret their choices instead of just hitting the brakes. It's not over yet. There's going to be a lot of drama in this one. Mohammed, that's not the best place to regain back on the circuit. Oh, man, and on the racing line, that's not the best thing you want to do. You want to make sure traffic is clear before you rejoin, especially if the racing line is right next to where you've just exited off the track. Oh, and Raw, it's getting even worse for Mohammed. Spins it. 360 no-scope through the S section. That car, there's something severely wrong with it. I know Mohammed was saying that this is the first time entering the session, but practicing offline may not be the best strategy, as all the settings are correct on the session. As to all of this top 4, practicing very hard, setting over 500 laps collectively, easily. Here we go, side by side as well. Mazzuzzo, Mads, but nowhere to go for Dominic. Dominic wisely backs off. He's got Trividi behind in the Porsche. And Dominic's going to be thinking about what Trividi did to Lacey earlier on. He's going to be thinking, maybe I might not defend this one too hard, but at the same time, we're still racing. And it kind of still stays the same, those positions. Let's go down the order to P11. Leslie Owens side by side with the pizza car. Pepperoni Racing, Juan Carlos on the inside. Beautiful. Can Leslie get right back on it down the inside? Very deep on the brakes. Holding on. Steinberg also wants a piece of this action. Maybe a piece of the pie up ahead on the pizza Mercedes. Gonna get a slipstream. Trying to look to the inside. Nothing can be done. Leslie gonna try to go on the inside of Steinberg, looking for a move. Can anything be done there? Oh, it's very tight, it's very deep. Still holding on side by side, but it's still holding on. There's back your leaders. Let's look at that interval for a second. Christian Ramau putting a lot of pressure on Cody Lawrence. Looking for a way to get past. Let's read chat here for a moment. Having to sit this one out. Graphics power required too much for the PC. It's Martin Webster. Real shame that X-Play could not make it for that one. They still have Crawford in this one. Mark Crawford joining the X-Play team. More in chat, sadly not able to drive here to support the team. I'm very happy you are. And if you are a first-time viewer of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's going to be a chaotic race, so you're not going to be wanting any moment, or you're not going to get a moment to get up and grab some snacks. So we hope you got some beforehand, because these 37 minutes, they're going to go by quick, however. It's going to be a race that's going to be unforgettable in this championship. And this top 4 is really going to get competitive and fierce, because there's not going to be much overtaking if the times of each other stay the same. Take a look at the wind info. Heading west, 12 kilometers. That's going to make a big impact, especially through the S section. You saw it earlier with Mohammed just getting the rear end wrong. Meanwhile, Carlos in the Pepperoni Racing Mercedes. Bit of a train. You can see Steinberg. We also have Tezayaki in the back. Who else do we see just towards the rear? I think I see Leslie Owens just trying to head up on the pack here. 3/10 though separate Lawrence and Christian Ramau. No retirements in this one. And we're 10 minutes into this race. That's the longest we've gone through with a full stack. Remember last round we had that big pileup. Still a lot of crashes in this one, however. Into the left-hander. And Santos not really going anywhere. Now, lap traffic already going to make itself clear. Mohammed just up ahead. So we'll need to get out of the way very shortly. Blue flag rules will come up very, very soon. But Mohammed is a little bit up the road, so not going to get the blue flag this time by, but we'll be getting it soon because Santos is coming up fast. Oh, and a little bit damage coming from Andy Reese and Crawford. There they are. Look at that. A lot. Very aggressive over the curb. And Reese on the loud pedal. Very happy to see Andy Reese return back here in CMRSC. He supported Mads in the last round. And, oh, there's trouble for Mads as well. He hit the wall, we believe, and Lucas all over the rear. Lots of battles to look at. Meanwhile, Mohammed doing the right thing. Lap traffic getting right out the way. Lots of different battles to look at. These two, Dominic and Trividi, are very close with each other. P9 and 10. Points go down to P12, and oh, look at that! Really trying to go for a move, but Mads just placing the car perfectly. And defending this one, and well, if I were Lucas, and I feel like I'm faster than Mads, however, is still holding up the pace to close up to this battle because Trividi is not letting Dominic have a single break. Nose to tail, spooking Dominic off. Dominic goes off the track. No contact made. Maybe that's what you gotta do, Lucas. You gotta scare off Mads, but as a former pole sitter in the last round, it's not gonna be that easy. Back to the front. Eamon getting a little closer because that lap traffic kind of went through. Let's put everybody offline just a little bit. There you go. Second, third, and fourth over the line. Battle for second in this one. Meanwhile, P7. Well, it doesn't look like Trividi's getting away because Mazutso, Krogsgaard coming up fast. That's going to be your battle for P7. P11 looking pretty hot. So that's Tatsuyaki. And we also have behind Carlos. P13 up there. Who is that? Steinberg. So far in this race, nobody to make a pit stop. Remember, however, Mohammed and Peter both had to make a drive-through penalty for jumping the start early on in this one. It's a big shame for Peter Chabot, as there you see once again, that's another close chance that Christian Ramau had for P2. So Audi versus Aston Martin as they go on the front straight. Another lap complete. That's 12 laps complete out of 32 minutes in this one. And behind, Eamon gonna really put some pressure on this one. Through the double right. You can see how narrow of a line Christian's getting. Doors just never open for Lawrence. But as these three continue, Daniel Santos, unlike last week, unable to really make a gap out of this one. So it's going to be a tougher challenge for him. As these three, not necessarily going side by side, not battling too hard. So respectively, they're staying that 1.4, 1.5 second behind the leader. So battles really separating throughout this one. You can see on the map on the top right-hand side of your screen, you see the different packs, but the most important one we're watching is this one for the lead. Not too many positions being swapped around. That's just the nature of the track. However, there are yellows. It's Layla. Midnight Bloom. Oh, in the wall, and here comes the leaders. They're coming up fast. We're going to go on board with Santos. Is there going to be a Supra in the middle of the road? Definitely in his vision. Layla's going to have to get right out the way. Lap traffic, so she does know the rule. Meanwhile, this is going to be a huge opportunity for the likes of Lawrence to try to bounce on this one. Ooh, take it to the grass again. We saw it last week. Oh, but this one may be a little bit risky. We don't recommend you take blue flags in the grass. You could just go off the line on track, but if Layla believes that's the safest way, that she can get right out this pack for the lead, more power to her, but it's going to just ruin her race further. More in chat saying, go Christian Ramau. And you see him, he's third. Now, Santos, already a former winner in this championship. Dominic Mazzuto, however, bringing out some yellows. Made a bit of contact. Has a bit of damage. On board with Mads, looking for a move on the BMW. Look how much momentum. Gonna commit to the inside line. Mazzuto's gonna go wide, allowing the racing room. Just like that, gonna get the move done. But Dominic gonna get right on the slipstream, looking for a move. We're getting word, however, our first retirement in this race. We're gonna talk about it just a second. But Mazzuto losing out the position, but really trying to get right back on it. Mazzuto cannot afford to go wide off the line because there you see Lucas right up there looking for a move. You see him trying to go into the inside as well. And we're getting word. Maximilian Fleer retiring. So what we're going to say, even though it was game crash, we're going to say engine problems for his BMW. Probably for the better. Got taken out bad after someone dive bombed. I think we saw that early at the start of this race. So a bit of a shame there for Fleer in the second round. Great momentum after the first one. Hopefully we'll see him next week out. As next week we head down firmly in the Caribbean for the Grand Prix of Barbados at Bushy Park, a fan favorite of many in the Caribbean scene. Trouble, however. Who is that? Oh, it's Layla once again going off the circuit, letting through lap traffic. But that next pack, it's a lot closer of a fight here. Trevini. Now that contact he made earlier, he might get that karma real soon, because these are two drivers, Mads and Andy. Trevini. As a teammate of Mads, Andy, he was also getting very unlucky at this one. But on board here with Trevini, and there you see Matt trying to take a narrow line. Wants to get down the inside, and Trevini takes a very, very wide line going deep. And just like that, that's the kind of moves that you got to make. Mads is going to want to work his way up real fast, but I think he's got the formula down for overtaking. You just got to get it on the inside there, narrow lines. That's the most important part. These drivers, if they do karting in real life, it's going to be a huge benefit to them, because you really got to race this track like a karting circuit. It's a lot of over-unders throughout these corners here. It's slow in, fast out. Real Michael Schumacher style of racing around here. But as it stands, there's your leader. And he's looking pretty firm right now, 1.5. Still unable to break out that gap to get a little bigger. Looking pretty well, though, I will say. Behind Christian Ramau, just still pouncing back, Eamon as well, but we're almost getting to the halfway point of this race. And once we get to the halfway point, well, at the 25-minute mark, that's when the pit window is going to open, and that's where you're going to see carnage really begin, and the strategies really take place. They were the deciding factor last week out to really cement Daniel Santos to have an amazing gap to keep the lead, but at a circuit like this, there's going to be so much traffic in this one. Pit window is going to open very soon, folks. It'll be 10 minutes long, and it'll open at the 25 minutes left to go in this race. Oh, in the back, there's trouble. Dominic Mazzuto side by side. There's contact again between himself and Trevini. Not Trevini. And look at Lucas behind, trying to squeeze in. They go 3 wide over the start-finish line. 4 wide for the moment as Layla gets out the way. Is this going to last? There they go. It's not. Hip check. And oh, Lucas goes wide. He wasn't even really the one with contact with anybody. He went wide on his own, too deep off the track. Dominic goes through. Andy with a little early of a turn in on Dominic, still holds on. Let's swing over the camera around the turn 1. And there you see the others here going through contact. A little bit of contact was made. I think Cody Lawrence just swiped the wall. Pit window's now open. Here we go. So if it's your first time watching the championship, pit window is open. And that means the drivers get to go full speed in the pits and make a pit stop. Mandatory tire change, of course. And oh, there's trouble. Oh, it's Layla in the wall. What has happened to the Supra? As the pit window opens. So who is in? Trying to look. It's Anad coming in for the Porsche. And it's going to be about 20 seconds for Trividi to get complete on that stop. More lap traffic. And this is what we're talking about. Now, if I was Santos, I'd probably dive into the pits now. There's too much traffic you're catching up to. It's better off you just get into the pits ASAP. Oh, look how slow Danny Nasseir trying to get into the pits. Does so. And Santos, I think, maybe had to back out if he was attempting for a stop. More drivers in the pits. Mads is one of them. Layla as well. Trividi. There you see Danny, of course, and Leslie. So Eamon against Christian Ramau. You see Crawford off the track trying to let through the leaders. And this race is going to get a whole lot closer as slow drivers and faster drivers are going to start connecting with each other now. 8 minutes left in the pit window. What does Eamon and Christian do? Both of them, as well as Cody and Daniel, all 4 of them, still unable to make a pit stop. I think they're going to follow each other. Whoever bites up ahead, they're going to follow. How far did they stretch this one? So interesting how this race is turning out for this lead. If it stays like this, incident-free for the top 4, we're truly undecided who's taking this one. We're going to get some argy-bargy racing towards the end, that's for sure, but we're at the halfway point of this one. Officially. And folks, if you're looking for some Thrustmaster sim racing equipment, CMRSC can hook you up as, oh, that's trouble there, Muhammad. Calling it quits, just unable to make this round work out. So Muhammad, debut, retires 18 laps into this one. That's a bit of a shame. Hopefully, we'll see Muhammad back for the next round. Meanwhile, Lawrence, no pit stop? Not yet. Mads, there you see in the background, he's behind this lead pack. However, he's made the pit stop already. So he's golden. He is golden in this one. But yes, as I was saying, use code CMRSC on all official Thrustmaster website shops, and you can earn yourself 15% off. That's a great deal. And thank you to Thrustmaster for allowing us to join your partner program. All proceeds go right back to the league. We're still waiting for Santos, Lawrence, Christian, Eamon to come pit. If you want to get more specific, we still have to wait for Mike and Mazuzzo to come in as well to round out the top 6. Back on board. Let's go on board with the rear of this pack here, Eamon. And do we see them in a fight? Look at Cody, really trying to go for it. Look at that! Santos the first to strike into the pits! And that, ladies and gentlemen, this could be the make or break. So first one in the box. Oh, has to reverse a little bit. That's going to cost you some time. Now, last week out, Cody also had to reverse, ruin his chances at a better position. Who knows what goes on here? This could be very interesting. So Cody Lawrence leads this one, followed by Ramau and Eamon Asseir. This is going to get really interesting. Now, Santos Long pit stop, 20 extra seconds in it. Traffic's gonna come up after P7. But it's just the long work that the tires need to be. Back out and going. Here we go. Maybe getting out of P9. Andy Reeves, let's watch on board. Gonna see a flying Aston Martin on pit exit, a little bit slow. But gonna slowly navigate back onto the racing line. Beautifully done. Now, where are the lead pack? There they are. Anybody to come in? No, not yet. This is so exciting, folks. Really deciding on what the strategy is going to turn out. Santos with an early stop. Luckily for Santos, he's got a lot of clear air. This could be the right call for him. 4 minutes, 35 to go. The current top 7, yet to make a pit stop. I changed my mind. Here comes Van Doorn. Oh, Van Doorn's jumped it. Christian Ramau under a second of Cody Lawrence. So now it's going to shuffle Van Doorn back down the order. And now it's going to be the top 6 still yet to make a pit stop. Let's go rear cam, Cody Lawrence, and see how that gap's looking. 4 minutes left to go. Biting it a little close, maybe. Anybody to come in next? Could be Eamon. Eamon's coming in tight. Yes, he is. Eamon Espeir in the pits. Let's go on board. Hit the brakes. It may be a little too quick. Oh, does he get it slowed down, however? No, he reverses. That is another driver who gets it wrong. These drivers forgetting the brake pedal exists or what? They have skipped over the pit box. Both Eamon and Eamon and Daniel Santos jumping the box a little too much. They got to slow down earlier. And the chance for Eamon to potentially jump up through this top 4 pack, maybe down the drain, because he may lose more time. May lose even more time. Where is Santos? There he is. You're going to see P5 of Eamon. Oh, actually, maybe not. There you see him behind, and that's a way bigger gap. Last time we saw it, that has ruined his chances at trying to win this one without a mistake. A mistake from Eamon. That's what costs you this championship. If you make those even that little small error, it's going to cost you. Pit lane's still busy. 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go. They still need to make a pit stop in between it. If they don't make a tire change within that stop, well, consider them disqualified after this one. I think I see Nixon in chat. Welcome. This has by far have been the most exciting race of this championship. But not to worry. Rewind the stream. But I'll say do it after. You're allowed to have a little spoiler here and just watch what's going on now. And watch the beginning of this one, because it was incredible racing that barely had incidents that were that big. Couple taps here and there. Now, the real question is between Lawrence and Christian. Both of them running quick. Lawrence, though, running a bit quicker. And Peter Sabot, fresh rubber on him. He's up to 5th, and he puts in the fastest lap. Here comes Christian Ramau. Looking for his pit box. Now, big opportunity. If he doesn't miss his box, simple as that, he'll be closer to the leader. He's good. He's good. He's good. So now, big chance for the rest of the pack in this top 4 battle. Cody Lawrence, the last one to make a pit stop, cutting it close. Needs to stop this time by, and it's going to be the big deciding factor if Cody Lawrence can jump and overcut Daniel Santos for the lead of the Grand Prix of Panama. This is going to get really tight. He has to do this lap. Yep, 1 minute to go. If he misses the box this time by, he will be disqualified. We've seen that in the past. Drivers just completely forgetting the rule, but I think Cody's going to realize, where did the competition go behind me? 41 seconds to Santos. Here we go. All or nothing. A lot slower of an entry, but if he can nail the box at least, it'll be tight. We hope. Yep, he's good. Where's Santos? There he is on the S section. Can we get a split screen without the stream freezing? I'm not going to risk it. We're having a lot of screen freezes early on in this one. And we can confidently say that, yes, Lawrence is the last driver to make his pit stop. And now all drivers have done it. Made the mandatory stop. Look at that purple dot on the start-finish line on the map, top right side of your screen. Come on, Lawrence, get going. He does. Here we go. Race to the line. Has Cody Lawrence held on to the lead of this Grand Prix? Yes, he has. And that hiccup of a pit stop has costed Daniel Santos the lead. The overcut has worked brilliantly. Cody Lawrence has taken the lead at Autodromo Panama, and race is on. That one hiccup in the pits costed him. And even worse, where is Eamon? He's 3 seconds behind, having an even worse pit stop. But a slow entry from Lawrence was the key to make sure he was golden. This is it. 14 minutes left to go here at Panama for this win. It's Lawrence, Santos, Rahul for it. Can we see any driver behind them potentially put a late race charge? Eamon and Peter, we're looking at you. They're not that far behind. You look at the best lap times from these guys. You see how close it is between the fast drivers. They're all running identical. It all comes down to how you set up this car. And the Aston Martin has the open door. Lawrence takes it wide. Could be door-to-door action here. What happens? Cody Lawrence holds on. Christian Rahul trying to look for a move there. Cannot get it done. Positions reset as they are. Going through the S section, a little nose. There you see the Portuguese driver trying to put all the pressure on the fastest open wheel racer in CMRSC, in GT machinery. He is not afraid of the top step and is very familiar with it in GT4 racing. He debuted back last year for the GT4 International Championship. So he's doing it all too well, but has never fought Santos on GT ground, at least this close. It's Audi versus Aston Martin, and Aston Martin in this one. Take a look at the line now. Cody realizing that he needs to tighten up that line before Santos tries to get a move there. And you see also Rahul trying to look for something. And another retirement here in this one. Evan Steinberg retiring. 28 laps completed after this one. That is a bit of a shame for him. Third retirement in this race. Gaps now open up. 4/10 to the lead. Closes up a little bit through to the braking zone. And Santos now at a part of the circuit that has been very favorable to the other drivers for overtaking. You want to get on the inside and really try to make your own room, not really making contact. Remember, Cody Lawrence was leading the start of this one. And that's another one gone. Lucas in his debut, retiring from the Mercedes. 30 laps complete in this one. Maybe realizing that there's no chance of continuing racing if there's nobody to race with, which we hope that's not the case. A little bit of a slide there for Cody Lawrence, a little bit wide. No, was going to have Layla in front, but Layla's decided to take it off the circuit. Now Layla, however, needs a proper rejoin here. Probably best to stay off the circuit. Does so. So, just like that, 11 minutes left to go. Time really flies by when we're having fun here. Next week out, same time, same place, at Bushy Park. You don't want to miss it. This is the type of racing you're going to get. This close action where we're undecided for the race winner. So these drivers are going to have to start getting creative. And when we mean creative, we mean, well, if it gets dirty, we hope it's not as dirty as, well, let's not say dirty. Let's call it hard racing. Last week out, we had Eamon and Mike battling to the very end. Contact did happen on that final lap for fourth. So, and Evan in chat saying, spun the tires and they exploded. So That is the reason Evan Steinberg has retired. Evan, I will say, keep the livery for next round if you can. It does deserve some more light. It's a very nice looking livery, I will say. A Guelph looking livery that we did check out a little bit through practice and qualifying. Santos starting to exit, as well as Cody. The gap between themselves and Ramau is about 1.2. Real consistency now between them. Now, last week out, when I interviewed Daniel Santos, you can hear the smile from how hard he had to work, getting lucky, well, albeit getting a little bit lucky from the leaders, taking each other out and getting through. This one, if he wins this race, not only he'll be really leading this championship by a landslide, but the elation you're going to hear from him. He's not that much of a vocal one on stream. He keeps it professional, but he'll have some words to say wherever this race goes. But between himself and Cody, it's getting real tight. Cody off the track just a little bit. Little dip. That could be pressure. Up the road, it's P16. Who does that belong to? That looks like that's one of the Guyanese of Mark Crawford Jr. in the Audi. Team X-Play. Look at Lawrence. He's breaking the toe, trying to. Look how wide he's going as well. 5/10 the difference. It's opened up a little bit. Last laps for both of them just there. Cody Lawrence, 102.4. Santos, 102.2. Now, despite that, with Santos having a slower exit on that final corner, it's still been pretty identical between the two. But there you see through turn 1, 2, and 3. Crawford's got to get out the way, buddy. Got to get out the way. He does so. So respectable effort from him. The drivers, of course, know the blue flag rule. At a tight circuit like this, it'll get real tight, real close. Oh, and now it's Santos off the track as well this time by. Both of them having a little excursion, dipping their left tires off the track. Really pushing hard. Look at those laps complete. That's, of course, not your tire age for the current stop they're making. This is, of course, the overall race. So 34 just non-stop 1 minute laps, bang it out each time. The consistency you truly need for this one. Can you believe it, folks? A race that was truly decided on if you made it or missed your pit box. Because that is what the race lead was really decided on. A quicker stop by Cody Lawrence. He made the mistake last week. He made sure he didn't do it again. And now he's leading. He's got 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes of pressure left from this pack for the lead. Here you see all the grass being kicked up on the outside. Weather is completely clear. Clear skies. No chance of rain. Luckily. We don't need any rain for the amount of drama that this top fight has been. Really been at it. Look at him onto like the drag strip part of this track. Trying to open it up. Behind, let's look. Christian Ramau. Little far behind. Behind them. Heyman, you see that one. He had the worst pit stop out that top 3 ahead of him. That was a real difference maker if he was going to stick with that pack or not. Peter Samoa in 5th. He had a drive-through penalty after putting this one on the front row. Just getting it wrong. Next up, there you see Mike Van Dorn. He's currently sitting 6th position. Christian Ramau sitting the first purple sector. P7, Mads P8, and P9 battling hard here. This is between Tazayaki and Mizutsu. Fancher in 10th. 11th to Eamon, and then rounding out your points, it's Carlos, but under pressure from Anad Trividi. Behind, it's Leslie Owens' debut, but pretty far from this fight. Next up, Danny Nasseir, P15 also. We did see he did come into contact with some of the drivers ahead early on in this one. Bit of a shame. P16, P17, very close together. Layla and Mark. So let's go back up to this battle. Now that we've kind of looked through the pack, you can see there's not many battles to look at. This is going to be the important one, and I think we're sticking to this to the very end. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. No extra lap for them. Once that timer expires, it just matters where the lead driver of Cody Lawrence is. A lot of fresh air, and they're going to be catching up to what looks to be Trividi and Carlos, potentially, yes. And both of those drivers pretty quick, so it's not going to be that easy to catch up as opposed to maybe the drivers outside the top 15. So it's all going to be coming down to this. It's going to be a real hard battle. Now, last week out, Santos led that one to the very end after a mistake, an incident between Mads and Sven. This time by, it's a different story. While we were watching Mike Van Dorn and Eamon Espear for the battle for 4th to the final lap, where contact was made a lot of times, I will say, real bean and bagging, this battle, we're getting two completely new drivers, a different scenario, now battling for the lead, but the pressure is going to always be on for these two. So 3 minutes, 56 seconds to go, maybe about 4 laps left in this one. Lawrence just needs to hold on. Once again, a little off the track, little excursion. But you see a little lag spike there from him. He's still holding on. That's just the most important part. You stay hitting your marks. Cody Lawrence, the fastest open wheel driver we've ever seen. He is the first and only driver in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club history to get this, win every single race of a championship. That was last time out at the 2000s Grand Prix Championship. F2004 Ferraris. 5 rounds. Cody Lawrence won every single one of them. Dominant fashion. Oh, trouble. Who's P13? Oh, it's Trividi! Now, needs to get right on the surface. When there's clear track, luckily he's just found himself a bit of space. Now, I wonder, was that a mistake by himself? I'm not getting word from race control if there was an incident between himself and potentially Carlos. But either way, 3 minutes left to go. Lot of curb for Santos. Trying to do everything to close up this gap. He's going to be throwing everything to the wind. But you're a championship leader heading into round 3, heading into the halfway point of this championship. I know pride's going to be on the line for Daniel Santos, but championship-wise, you want to finish where you are. You do not want to make a risk trying to go for the lead and end yourself up outside the top 5. And I think Santos is going to know that at the back of his head, because at the end of the day, where he finishes compared to the rest of the pack, this is a massive, massive win in the points. Now, the reason why I say that, Santos in the lead in this championship, followed by Mads. And where is Mads? P7. Sven in 3rd. Where is Sven? Nowhere to be seen this round. Mike Van Dorn in 4th. Where is he? He's 6th. P5. Eamon, he's 4th. And as long as Santos finishes ahead of Eamon, well, that's great for his points. Now it all comes down to this, because Cody Lawrence is all the way down in 8th. Now he'll be scoring himself some great points. 5 points more than Santos will be able to score. But at the same time, how big is your racing pride? A little tap on the wall. Both Christian Romao and Daniel Santos touched it. We're coming down to 2 to go. 2 laps left in this one, but I think myself and the crowd is still going to be wanting this photo finish potentially to the end, because the crowd's loving it. This gap pretty identical. And there's 48 seconds left to go. Oh, another excursion off the track for Cody. Makes it to the apex. Look at the best laps, though. Daniel with a 102.288 against a 102.445, excuse me. Excuse me there, apologies. Lump in my throat, as Murray Walker would call it. 1 lap to go here at Panama. Who is it going to be? Daniel or Cody for the race win? Up ahead, who's that? Lap traffic could be Danny Nasseir. Now the Santos go for this one. He's got the whole shot to do it on this final lap. 8/10 the difference. It's going to be long. Lawrence is going to want to keep himself as clear as possible. He's got Danny up the road. We hope if he comes close, he can let through, but I think Danny's probably his best bet is to just potentially stay where he is because this race is coming down to it. Oh no. No, he does stay off the racing line. Santos also going to be able to go through. No chance for Santos to pull one final attack. Cody Lawrence around the final corner. And he is going to take a massive race win here at Panama in the Audi. Lawrence takes victory. Santos to second. Christian Ramau will take third place. Who is next on the board? Peter Sabo will take home P4, aiming to fifth. In P6, looking for him now. Oh, look at that. It's getting real tight. Matt and Mike Van Dorn. Mike can never catch a break. Photo finish to the line. Who's it going to be? Matt's racing to it. Can he get it? That's tight. That's very tight. Mike's got it. Mike has got it. Mike has got it. What a photo finish. Who's left? Tezayaki for 11th. Oh no, another one. Can you believe it? Another Andy Master Racing driver is getting a close look at the Mercedes power. There's contact at the line. Andy Rees will take home that spot there. What a finish. Any drivers left? I don't think so. I think we caught all of them. Cody Lawrence takes victory. He's done it. Another victory back on form for Cody Lawrence. Celebrations here at Panama. Traction control off. Let's celebrate. What a race that was! For the top drivers, it all came down to just the simple pit stop. That's all. And 2 photo finishes to the end. Maybe we might have to review between Matt and Mike. It did look very close, but I think Mike got it. Cody Lawrence, your race winner. A long way to go up this championship after the last round, but this is the positive momentum you need. What a race. What a fight. Wow, just absolutely starstruck with the amazing racing. A lot of spins and incidents here and there, but that was by far one of the best races we've seen in quite a long time. And I think somebody said in chat there, yes, blue flags as well. Also, very, very nice out there. And overall, very respectable to all the drivers. So give yourself a pat on the back if you made it to the very end there. Congratulations if you did cross the line. We'll review everything right after the race, but we want to talk to the top 3 right about now. Let's start off with our race winner. We'll get him in just a moment. More sweat on the forehead. All right, let's talk to our drivers right now for the race win, P1, and the deciding factor was that amazing pit stop strategy that all worked out. It's Cody Lawrence who takes P1 in a race that is going to lose him a couple of pounds after looking at the scale of this one. Lawrence, what a victory that was for you. Take us through it. How do you feel first and foremost?
Well, I had an absolute disaster of a race in Miami, and I told myself, that's not me. I can do so much better than what I showed in Miami, and I set out to prove that this week. And just about managed to do it. I'm super happy with that. I've never been good in GT cars, and I had to use every bit of the lack of ability I felt I had to hang on to that one. That was a damn good race with Daniel, and it's a shame for the contact.
Well, yeah, that's actually one we want to talk about. If it's contact you're talking about, we want to talk about the beginning of this one. Take us through it and what went down on your side.
So Peter had the drive-through at the start. I realized that, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to let him drive his pace. My entire race plan was I am not pushing until we get to the final 10 minutes of the pit window. Once that pit window opens, that's when I will push. And I knew the left rear was going to be very on edge until that point. So I was just trying to tire save, manage the temperature. I even did that as soon as we got through the start phase. I think he was trying to be aggressive in the start phase. I don't blame him. I think he tried to send it to the inside the last corner. I definitely ran it tight with him, so it's definitely stuff I could have done better. Had that contact, it spun up the left rear, and Daniel got through, and then I'm like, hell. I gotta manage this tire again, try to get it back, but I knew if I managed that left rear and just kept the car going until that pit window, I'd be all right. And I think at the end I had tires when others didn't in that first stint, and I think I showed that. And then the second stint, I managed to pull off the overcut and have that second stint where I was just hanging on against Daniel. I knew I needed to do the same thing, tire manage until the last 5 minutes of the race and then go as hard as possible. I tried to do that and just about hung on. Like I said, super happy with that. Managed to do the tire management I needed.
And exactly. And then finally, yeah, the pit stop was basically that difference maker for the overcut. Did you intend to go for an overcut throughout that one? What was the idea? Were you just waiting to see what the leaders were doing? Or apologies. Did you have something in mind for the strategy?
Well, first off, bless you. Bless you on the C's there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was the plan. I fueled it up as far as I could get it to go into I think it was 30 minutes end of the pit window. So I put in about 29 laps of fuel and just let it run, because I knew if I kept the temps under control, the tire doesn't have a ton of drag. It's thermal limitation. So as long as I managed the tire, people that were on new tires, if they struggled with the temperature, I'd be able to overcut with the less fuel in the car. The tire wasn't the issue, it was the temperature. So that was the plan. Able to just about come out ahead. Daniel, he got close once or twice. We had a yellow into turn one. I was too cautious. I didn't know if there was a car in the middle of the road, so I was too easy on the brakes. And he got there into 2 and 3, went side by side. But yeah, just trying to hang on as best as I possibly could.
An amazing performance from you. It's going to be a long up road after the first round in the points. But this is exactly the momentum you need. Congratulations, great race win, and hopefully we can see you continue this momentum to the next round.
We shall see. Thank you very much. Like I said, never been good in GT cars. Always have felt weak in those. So I'm happy to do something I didn't know I was capable of today. Appreciate it.
Cody Lawrence, ladies and gentlemen. That's an amazing P1 effort from him. Now let's go continue down the order. So second place, and well, really this race could have gone either way between this individual and Cody Lawrence, but it really just came down to the pit stops and the overcut just working for Cody. But Santos making it work so close to the end, oh so close, but just unable to get it done. Lots of emotions going through your head, Daniel. I know we had a little talk there in the chat, and I don't know where your position is here in your headspace, but from our side, it definitely looked like a close one, but nonetheless, so we want to hear your perspective in a race where it could have gone both ways. How was that one for you?
I mean, congrats to Cody. I mean, either him or me, both of us could have taken it. Fair enough to him. I had a good gap at the start. I went from 5th to 1st after the contest. I had Metro 3rd, as you can tell. Yeah, amazing start, and then pit stops ruined it for me. The car decided not to stop with the ABS, I don't know why. And when I went into pits, blue flags as usual, not getting out of the way, not being too fast, being way too cautious in my opinion, and just lost me at least 5 seconds.
It was a very hard race for you at the end, but I think the most important part out of this race was the championship picture. P2 finishing outside the top 5, P3 in the championship not even here, so your points gap gets extended by a landslide here going into the third round. That's got to give you some sort of a bit of a smile there in the back of your head, knowing that this championship could be a little bit easier wrapped up than expected. But how do you feel about it?
It's not over until it's over. We saw it in TCR where I was close and I still lost because of the second race. So we'll just have to wait until the end.
We'll see. Nonetheless, though, congratulations, fantastic P2 from you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the drivers sitting in third place, also in this fight for the lead early on, but pit stops may have been the deciding factor if this man was able to hold on, but he was able to keep throughout this gap for the top three to the very end, finishing in P3, coming to the end of it. It's the one, the only, it's Christian Ramau. Christian, what a race that was for you to finish in P3.
Yes, indeed. I wasn't expecting my pace for today, since yesterday I was like almost half a second slower. So yeah, Cody and Daniel was so fast and they did great. So my quality was good as well, and the race pace as well.
Fantastic effort from you. Let's just talk about the start for a little bit. You had a great start on you to keep the nose clean for the most part. What was your reaction kind of going through all the traffic at the beginning of this one?
Quite scary, but I still did it. I mean, I remember some crashes, but I didn't crash. So, yeah, I'm okay. I'm so happy. Also, since I have a friend from Panama, so getting a podium here is quite good.
That's awesome there. Shout out to that individual there, especially a home race for them, getting it done in honor. Congratulations, though. Big result. And once again, just like I said with Cody, this is going to be a huge, swift pull and momentum for yourself in this championship fight. As Daniel said, it's not over till it's over, but it's a great swing. P3, congratulations. That's going to do it there. Next week out, we head to Bushy Park. We're going to get that session up right about now. But incredible racing there nonetheless. A race that we were all scared that was going to be a lot more chaotic turned out to be a very fun one. So we're very happy to see a great turnout there, and we hope we can see you guys next week out at a circuit that I can promise you is going to be a lot better to lap throughout the week. That server is going to be up. Well, we hope to see you guys same time, same place here for the third round at Barbados. And as for the stream, thank you so much for an incredible showing, amazing racing, and yes, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and we hope to see you guys next week. Once again, same time, same place here at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. The third round of the championship comes up, the halfway stage very soon. Just in 7 days' time, this championship, it's so close. What a fight. So we'll see you then. Bushy Park Raceway, a fan favorite of many. It's going to get very close in that one. If you love the action here, make sure to subscribe. We're on course for 2,500 subscribers. We'll see you then.